Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPOD, Season 11, Episode 23. Two episodes left of Season 11.
Whenever I hear 23, though, I always think Jordan, Sandberg.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Hey,
it's like the Chicago fanboy of me.
This is my last,
Lindsay's.
Wait a minute.
before I graduate, and I'm a
Wow. So when we see you in Season 12, we will now have an RN.
No.
Oh, we will have a nurse, a
We'll have a BSN.
A BSN on our
even better
in our studio.
It's got more letters.
I will have to take my boards before I can say that I'm BSN RN, but I'll be
BSN
at least.
BSN RN.
Yeah.
Damn.
Lindsay's got the BS part covered.
Hell
Whoa.
yeah. I'm full of BS.
Hell yeah.
That's
This is her
exciting,
second
Linz.
BS.
Thank you.
She's got a BA and a BS. She's
Yep.
BABAS. BABAS.
I'm a
Got educated
BABAS.
kids.
BABAS.
Educated kids.
Babus.
She's a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science.
It's almost like it almost spells out badass.
Hell yeah.
BADAS.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
BADAS. All right.
Notorious
You know what the
LMP,
name of
badass.
BADAS. That's the name of the show today. There you go, Chris. Nice and easy. We start off that way. I noticed, by the way, Chris did a good name for the show last time. He's like,
Yeah, it's
I didn't
good,
even.
man.
You know what's what? We just leave that to Vez.
Yep.
And Chris was just like debating it the other day.
By the way, last show, Chris, great production. And I thought, I know we didn't have a huge crowd at that, but I thought we had a really good guest.
Yeah.
Which is...
I know. I thought she was a great guest. By the way, it was a great production, Chris. We didn't go off the air.
Good job. We don't give
course, your
John
microphone-
this
Your mic's
not
still
sure.
muted, but who's
Yeah.
counting, Chris?
You can't hear me at home, but everything's fine.
Yeah, he's still
trying to figure out his own mic.
Just
but-
keep us on the air. That's all we care about.
That's all.
Yeah, there's a moving picture, and I think
Look at him. What's up with that mic?
Yeah,
I don't
turn your
know.
mic
He'll
on.
figure it out. I think he's like Prince.
No, not on.
He's like Prince.
Just don't turn us off. Yeah,
like
but anyway,
mysterious.
Councilwoman Capitan was great.
Yeah,
She was good.
yeah. She's also a roller derby woman.
Yes, I went and checked it out.
Oh yeah, how
yeah,
was it?
I went with Phil, and it was cool. It was really cool.
Oh, yeah?
I had never been to one, and by the way, I thought, no one's going to be here. There's you couldn't get a parking spot
Really?
at Civic Center.
Yeah.
500 people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
My fundraiser had more though, right?
agree.
Just
but,
tell me.
I'm just saying. Yes,
We definitely
yes.
did. The math
Yes.
checks out.
Oh yeah.
What the math? The
The finance
backwards
math.
math. Yeah, there you go.
But it was really cool. I mean, I didn't know what the rules are or anything. I was there about 20 minutes and just checked it out. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Is
really
she a killer? Because in the studio, she's a real sweetheart. She's just really like soft spoken and all that.
Truthfully, you can't really tell who's who, I
Yeah.
guess, down there. So
I want to have her come back on.
What's her derby name?
Oh, it's El Capitan.
Oh, that's
El
good.
Capitan.
It's pretty funny.
If
Whatever.
I
I
ever
mean,
did
it's
roller
like the mountain,
derby,
man.
I'd be.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't even get that. Yeah.
El Capitan.
If I were ever in roller derby, which is an option for me, I've been thinking about doing it. I
The
want to be
Notorious L.
Sasquatch.
What about
What about
What?
Notorious?
There's LMP.
Yeah.
It's not
Or
Notorious
creative.
LMP is very
Badass.
creative. BADAS.
It's creative, but like the thing about those names in roller derby is that it's got to be like a pun or
True.
like something strange. Or
Notorious
I
LMP
noticed that too, by
is
the
a
way.
pun.
Yeah.
Notorious LMP is a pun.
It's not a pun. It's just my initials.
Like El Capitan is a pun on the
Okay.
mountain, right? All right. So anyway,
I gotcha.
All right.
so where is Vez? Why do we have Campbell
You know,
again?
I have a theory about Vez.
it's a really
Repeated.
good question.
Right, Chris? It's repeated
We
sickness.
can't figure out his microphone.
Can't
but
figure out
it's
his
okay.
mic. All right.
It's all right. But like,
How about now?
No.
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 Yeah, it says it's on.
I think it's Vesmar controlling the studio.
Vesmer's like, I don't want to hear Chris.
He's got like a remote control studio in his apartment. But you know, he's always pushing Ivermectin. He's always pushing that.
Ivermectin.
And now he's sick
yeah.
all the time. I think he's using this freaking. He's a Trumper, man. He's probably like injecting himself with bleach and ivermectin.
Yeah,
and, like, getting
and
sick.
go figure. Now
Yeah.
he's sick.
Now he's sick.
I heard him yesterday.
I called him too.
He sounds terrible.
Yeah, he answered the phone. He's all like,
What has he got? Like laryngitis or something?
Here. He went to Vegas once. Got COVID.
Right.
Went to Vegas again.
Right.
Now he said his throat feels like there are shards of glass in it.
He's
Well,
got strep.
the first time he went to Vegas, he got thrown
Negative
up on.
test, but it might be a false negative.
He got
It
thrown
was
up on
probably
by a little
false. I
kid
got
too.
That too.
False negative.
But he answers the phone yesterday. He's like, "Hello," and I'm like,
it's bad.
"Vez, you don't have to change your voice because it's me." It's like, come on, dude. He's like, "Oh, okay, sorry." No.
Oh, God.
He
he's
sounded
sick. He's
bad.
sick.
He went to the ER.
Yeah, it's
went to the ER?
Yes.
Ivermectin. It's Ivermectin.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know how you say it. Ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
Whatever.
Ivermectin.
But I think he's
Thank
been
you.
injecting
Thank you.
himself with it.
BADAS.
And I think it's causing him to be sick. It's
But
lowering
not-
his immune system.
Agree. He's listening to freaking
well,
The Man in
that
Orange.
would
Exactly.
make sense. Is ivermectin's an anti-parasitic, not a.
Well, if he
I
ever
thought it was
goes,
the horse medicine.
It is a horse medicine for like scabies and stuff.
we had
Maybe
scabies.
John's got scabies.
The scabies were on the submarine when I was on there once.
Really?
I never got it. I was immune, dude. It was a freaking outbreak.
I would think on a sub stuff
That's
like that just
horrifying.
goes
It's
everywhere,
horrifying.
right?
It was horrifying.
We have patients every once in a while with scabies. You can't get rid of that.
It's
stuff.
like a bed bug type of thing, right?
Yeah, they burrow into your skin. It's like
Oh.
impossible to get out. So when those patients
story.
get discharged or we transfer them somewhere, we have to like
Fumigate.
basically
How do you
fumigate
do-
that entire room.
So we had this on our sub, and we were underway, and we couldn't go home.
How do you prevent that? Like I would think stuff like that, like not necessarily scabies,
That's
but like
the only time it
the
ever
flu, a cold, like
Oh no,
it goes
We-
everywhere.
Nobody really gets sick.
In
We
the
get sick
sub.
when we go to when we're underwater. Nobody gets sick.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no germs
Unless they bring them on.
unless you bring them on, right?
Then you
And
could have an
so like
outbreak.
somebody brought in scabies, and then we were underway for like a long trip, and it was like rifling through like all the sheets.
How
and
do
all
you
the,
like? What do you
It
call
was-
a hot racket?
Yeah.
What about somebody who's got
We had-
scabies?
hot rack?
Holy.
Yeah, it sucked.
How do you not get it from
I did
hot
not
racking
get
with
it.
somebody
It's
with
amazing.
scabies?
It's amazing I didn't get it.
Maybe
Maybe it
you're
was everywhere. Everybody had it, and I was just like, every day you go to sleep, you were just like, oh my god.
How can
I'm
we
getting
how can
eaten
we
alive.
test your dad's immunity to scabies? Can we bring
I
some
think,
in and
honestly,
see if
There's no such thing as immunity to
I'm telling you,
scabies
Lynn,
because
I
it's
think
just
I
a
have an
bug
immunity.
infestation.
I have immunity to scabies. There's something
no
about
way.
my blood. I'm telling you, everybody on the ship was getting it except for me. It was crazy. They're
You
like,
know,
how do you
I
not
would
have
What kind
it?
of blood do you have?
I have O
O
positive.
positive.
Yeah, but
Me
like,
too.
there's
Me
something
too.
about
me three?
me that the scabie doesn't want anything to do with this. You know, there's
Whoa.
something about my blood that doesn't taste good.
You know,
or
the
Or
same
your
thing
body or your
happens to
skin.
me.
maybe I stink. I don't know. Maybe I have like a natural odor, but there's something going on that is
We all
driving
do.
scabies
I
away.
will say you are very stinky.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
but if you talk to my fellow Navy people, they will tell you I have this amazing immunity to scabies.
Well,
I
you
don't
know
where
what?
it comes
I
from.
personally, I don't get bit by mosquitoes that often either, or
Interesting.
any bugs. So maybe it's just like a general.
Maybe the
natural-
McDermott have a DNA
I
thing
actually
about.
get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Oh.
I don't
I
even
know.
know.
It's
not
You
that.
may not even be my daughter. You ever think about that?
I got.
I'm gonna
Brian,
say yes.
we did 23, or no, Dad, we did 23 and me. Like,
I
we're
mean,
related.
those things are wrong every once in a while, honey.
Okay.
But so
have you
close.
have you noticed her personality? Do you really not think it's
Oh,
your
we've
daughter?
definitely noticed
Yeah.
She is definitely my daughter.
Personality is not genetic, but it's definitely a nurture
Yes.
type
I-
of situation.
Yes.
Well, we only wish Vez the best.
Yeah, man. And then yesterday, so we have this LOCPOD chain that is fucking annoying, right, Kevin?
It can be.
It
guys
was
made
annoying
it.
yesterday.
Yeah, the last couple days it has been like I had to put it on the moon, whatever that is, do not
Yeah.
disturb,
Right.
because I was like, why is my phone buzzing?
I'm trying to
all the time.
work as a
Yeah,
lawyer here.
yeah.
It's like
I'm like, does anybody have a job?
And what
when
is-
was the last time you practiced as a lawyer?
me?
Recently, I
Yeah,
would say within the last.
unfortunately, it wasn't that long ago. Unfortunately, that sucked. I had the worst case ever, and I don't need to get into details.
No, but
it sucked.
It made me feel good, Lindsay, because I was like, oh.
Yeah,
wait
I
a
was
minute.
bitching
Look
the
at
whole
you.
time.
You're bitching about your client.
I was
This is-
bitching
I was
the
like, this
whole
is,
time.
Now you know what it's like to be a lawyer again.
Yeah, I was bitching the whole time. It was a pro bono case, and it was a long.
And you did a
Well,
good job.
you
It
guys
gave me
are get-
2 years worth of credit.
You should have
Let's look
gotten
at it
2
that-
years
Let's
for
look at
that.
it the right way. I did get it rolled over from 1 year into the next, so I got 2 years worth of credit.
Anybody who doubts that you still need your law license should be
It's pretty
pounded
cool.
because you
Every
needed
once
it.
in a while, it surprises
Yeah.
me. But yeah, so the stupid LOCPOD chain yesterday.
Oh,
Chris, you're so lucky you're not on this.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
oh,
add you
you're
to it.
here. Your mic works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good job.
John's been texting. He's like, just unmute everything.
Oh.
I think when you guys moved, he changed which mic he was.
You know what? I think
Mystery
we had a
solved.
situation with Mike's before John left.
Oh, John's listening. That means we could talk crap about him.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
so
too
let's
late.
talk about the
Yeah.
text
Anyway,
chain.
So the stupid text chain was all about Ivermectin.
Yeah.
It was like, aren't we 2-3 years past the goddamn
It was like John
pandemic?
taking a victory lap about like this lawsuit that got settled between some doctors and the FDA, and then Steve and Lindsay were, on him, and it was
By the
just
way,
going
I
back
defer
and
to
forth
Lindsay.
and back and forth.
I defer to the notorious LMP. No offense to the man
Regarding
in orange. No
medical-
offense, Vez. Yeah. We're
Iver-
talking medical. I'm going to defer to BADAS.
I mean, I would say
Yeah, thank
also
you.
she's
BADAS.
here. She's here.
It's not
John's.
an AS. So let's get that correct.
BADAS.
It's BD or BABDS.
BADAS. I like it better
Right.
the way I do.
And
It's just
she's
like
here
Phil's
and
middle
John's
name,
laid up.
PRT.
Baptist?
It flows better.
Is it Baptist?
No, I'm a BA and I'm going to be a BS. I'm not an AS. That's an associate's degree.
We can say badass though, can't we?
We can. I'll
All
let
right.
you do it.
BADAS.
So it's two B's.
Yeah,
Well,
bad bass.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris, did you know I changed Phil's middle name?
No, I didn't.
As a mayor, you could do these things. I didn't realize it. So it's PRT.
It was just a power move.
It was.
We
It's a flex.
decided that.
Because after a certain period of time, so like if I accidentally got your initials wrong, and then I was doing it for like 15 years, right?
Right.
And you never corrected me, And then you come up after 15 years and you're like, hey, by the way, my
too
middle
late.
name is not this. I'm like, fuck you, Phil.
It's like when you
This
do
is now
it's
your
like,
middle name.
it's like Phil finally got the balls to bring it up,
Right,
but it was like
15
it was
years.
like 8 years later.
PRT? I've been using
No,
PRT
I'm
for like
on
15 years.
Phil's side.
No, dude, it's like eminent. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Adverse
It's a
possession.
waiver.
Let's
It's
talk about
waiver.
It's like if
It's
somebody
like
moves into
estoppel.
your backyard and like notoriously just moves into your backyard and you don't correct them after a while, the law says, hey, that's adverse possession. They get property after like 15 years,
Yeah,
right,
it's
Kevin?
like waiver, latches,
Right.
You know, estoppel.
I've been doing this for 15 years, Phil
The
Talon.
homie already has 2 middle names, and you're just going to add another
It's
one on top
PRT.
of
It just
that?
flows better.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to talk to
Pert.
Mr. Talon when I see him and explain. I think they made an error with
Well,
Phil's middle name. Joe.
yeah.
PJT. This doesn't flow like PRT.
You could
So-
also do PNT.
Yeah, that's his other middle name.
That's his other middle name.
Ah.
That's what I mean.
It's not T.
T's his last
P-
name.
PTT.
PTT.
Because he's got that.
You're thinking of
Like
Filthy
Filthy
Rich.
Rich.
Yeah, that's probably what screwed the whole thing
Yeah.
up.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I thought it was Rich. Hey, by the way, update on a previous show.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong on the Rose Asbury affair.
Thank
It
you.
It appears I was wrong, and I was spreading malicious rumors about the beautiful queen, future
Princess,
queen,
yeah.
Princess
So
What's her
Princess Kate.
what's
right?
her title? Is it Princess or no?
No,
is
she's like the
princess now.
Duchess
Okay.
of like
Yeah,
something.
She
yeah.
is Princess.
Wales, Princess of Wales.
Yes.
Prince
Princess
job.
of
Look at you.
Wales.
I watched The Crown too. I should know these
of
things.
Wales.
So
she
anyway,
wasn't a princess.
She took over her dad's. Or
until recently.
William took over his dad's title.
it's really like reckless when you think about what we do here on LOCPOD. You know, we have millions of people that listen to each show, and then we get on here and we just spread malicious rumors like that.
Again, I'm going to say this. I leave for an episode.
Right.
Reardon comes in.
Oh, you weren't here
and
for
it
that
becomes
one.
yeah. And I was defending Kate the other day, by the way. So I am very happy that I defended the name of
I
Kate.
have to say. And then you were sending me all this shit about, you know, the cease and desist. Kevin was like subtly rubbing it in my face that I was all in.
We'll
Chris,
talk about that season.
I watched like freaking 15 hours worth of conspiracy theories on TikTok.
Thank you.
And
And I
I
was
come
like-
in and I'm like loaded with
and
facts.
Vesmar was all over the conspiracy
Right.
theories.
By the way, it's not my fault. It's fucking TikTok's fault.
I down
Fucking
the rabbit hole.
Chinese.
China.
It's a Chinese. You know,
China.
they're invading my brain and they're like making me think about stupid shit.
Uh-huh.
I agree. TikTok should be banned now.
Everybody should feel bad when,
You
when
reversed your position.
I have
on that.
reversed my position. TikTok should be banned. I
took you down
I can
that
handle
Kate
reels.
Middleton rabbit
Reels
hole.
is solid, by the way. I can handle reels.
Okay.
Fuck TikTok. All right.
But anyway, obviously our thoughts are with Kate as she battles cancer. And but the interesting thing about
She's
this,
beautiful, and
Yeah.
I feel horrible about this whole thing.
yeah.
By the way, and Rose Hanbury, they're making rumors about her too.
Look what happened to Colbert. Cease and desist letter.
Cease and desist letter, Stephen Colbert from the royal family. Mm-hmm. Where's LOCPODs, by the way? We were freaking all over this shit. Like, we
This
didn't
is
get a
great.
damn cease and desist from the royal, you know, from the castle. What's going on?
You might think we might be next, but then I saw
I do
this
think
quote.
we're next because we were all over this story, Kevin. We were like doing this for multiple shows. So why isn't the royal
I'll tell
family
you,
reaching out to us?
This is the quote from Rose Hanbury's, who of course is the oh man, what's her title? Something of Chumley.
Something
The
Chumley.
Marchioness of
Marchioness de Chumley.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Marchioness of Chumley, Rose Hanbury's attorneys said the following. The rumor appears to have entered into the mainstream media recently as a result of another joke made about it on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. We have written on our client's behalf to CBS and this is where we understand why LOCPOD isn't included, various other reputable media organizations to confirm that the allegation is false.
bullshit. Oh, I see what they're
Yeah.
saying. Fuck LOCPOD, huh?
They're like, you're not even on our
We're
radar.
not even freaking a waste time.
It's not even a blip.
Not even going to put pen to paper
That's
for
okay
LOCPOD.
though, because I want to see our insurance get renewed. I don't think we need any. We don't need any
This
like.
is good news, Chris. This may be your last episode with us because we're having a little bit of trouble with insurance.
We're getting it. It's okay. It's
I
gonna
mean,
be fine.
Spiros is laughing at us right now.
Of course he is.
We get sued 2 weeks after we go on the air, and then nobody wants to insure us anymore.
He made our insurance rates go up. I'll give him that.
Why do you give him that? Why do you give him that credit?
Well,
It's all right.
It's true.
But we're going to win the lawsuit, which is all that matters. We are going to win the lawsuit. What are
Everything's
you
going
talking-
well
I
so
mean,
far. I don't even need. Yeah, you're right.
you're
I
already
shouldn't
out.
even come with it.
You know, I'm the one that's in, and
Yeah.
I'm confident I'm getting out.
It's,
And I should be the one that's pissed about this. I'm fine.
Okay.
I get sued all the time.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm
I
like,
don't.
I'm a veteran.
I only started getting sued
We
after I
don't-
started working with you.
Good point, Lynn.
You got sued too in this one?
No, not me directly.
I was about to
but
say, he
it's
sued my
happened
daughter?
in the past where like LOCPOD's gotten sued and like my name is on the thing.
this
and
is
I'm
true.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I didn't even say. I was.
You are a part owner. Did you know we secretly made you the full owner? So, Yeah, that's good news.
Okay.
The good news is you own LOCPOD. The bad news is you're getting sued by Spiros now.
You're going to lose
listen
all your
here.
personal fortune.
There's going to be some significant changes made.
And you know all the taxes for
Significant
last year.
changes. Lindsay's like, oh, I'm owner?
One of them is
Significant-
we're off the air.
One of them is turn on our Power in Indiana
yeah,
live
no
studio.
shit,
You
dude.
gotta
We
do it
spent
from
good
your
money.
end.
We spent good LOCPOD
Hit
money
that
on
red
this.
button over there by the corner. All right,
Whatever.
well, there you
There it
go.
goes.
Wow.
All right. So anyway, yeah, cease and desist to Stephen Colbert.
But
No
not
more.
to reputable news organizations.
Not to LOCPOD,
Or
though.
only to reputable.
Not to LOCPOD, though. So, all right, next.
Next. Oh, this was crazy. So this was like rolling around the internet.
What's that?
This idea of fast food or semi-fast food becoming really, really expensive.
It is expensive, man.
I agree. Some, right? Like I think Wendy's is keeping the prices down.
I go to Wendy's for breakfast.
I know you like a Wendy's breakfast.
It's
and
$8.
McDonald's
It's
is
$8.
is keeping the prices down
$8
a bit.
for an egg sandwich. I mean,
Yeah, it's high.
but I get an orange juice with it.
All right, there you go. And orange juice is always expensive when you order it at a
Yeah,
restaurant.
it's probably
They pump it up.
$2.50 by itself. So
I'd say probably $3.50.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, this was going around the internet. A guy named Wall Street Silver, I don't know who he is, posted this stating Five Guys prices are out of control.
Five Guys is expensive as shit.
So here we go. I don't know if Chris has got this up on the screen. You do?
Yeah.
Okay, it's up there. Okay, so bacon cheeseburger $12.49.
It's the bacon, man.
So a regular soda
Right.
$2.89, which I think is high too. $3 for a
That's how they
For a
get you,
Coke?
man. That's how they get you.
and a little
don't need
and
a
a little fry
See, you
$5.19.
So $24 all day for this meal.
Yeah,
right?
you added
The little
$2.19
fry
to
is
the tip. I don't know why
ridiculous.
you're tipping at Five Guys, by the way.
By the way, that is bullshit, isn't
Right?
it?
So
I mean, that's nice of them.
10%.
$2.19
Yeah,
tipped. That's nice.
That's cool.
A little shout out to the
$21.91 was
region.
the total, and then $24.10 was his amount at Five Guys. That's $12.49 for a burger at
So
Five
you take
Guys?
this right now, and if you were like cost conscious, and
That's
you,
a good burger, though. Just
oh, it is. It's
Fair
one of the
enough,
best.
yeah.
But you got to wipe off the bacon. That wipes off probably $4 up by itself.
You think?
Bacon. I did this at Shoop's. Shoop's is a lot like Five Guys. Shoop's is a local.
My opinion is
Local chain.
Shoop's is better.
I agree. I
One
love
of
Shoop's.
my
Well,
fave
it's a local
burger.
place.
I won't allow for slamming of Shoop's on this show.
Thank you.
because
It won't
I have
happen.
a good relationship.
You're not going to get it from me because
Good.
the crispy edges and that
Agree.
bun
I
any
love
day
Shoop's.
of the week.
And Shoop's is a lot like Five Guys. It's more a local brand than Five Guys is. Five Guys is national. And Shoop's, I stopped ordering the bacon. Saved like $4 every time I order
$4 for bacon?
for a strip of freaking
Bacon is
bacon.
expensive.
Chris, are you a
Yeah.
bacon guy on the burger?
I don't like to pay extra for it either.
Right.
Bingo.
No,
Yeah.
I-
There's no way.
But
I'm
you would
paying extra
normally
for
like bacon on your burger.
Sure.
I know,
Yeah.
but like it's literally, I saw it on the receipt. I'm like, fuck bacon, and I won't let. And because I would do it, Pat would do it, Marissa would do it.
You're paying
we
like
got $12 in
You
freaking
could have had
bacon.
2 packages of bacon.
I could have went out and bought like
Put your own
instead I
bacon
got
on.
like 3 strips on a burger, so we stopped, and it saved us literally like $12,
That's
$13
crazy.
a meal every time we order, just for our
crazy.
little family of 3.
Bacon is $3 or $4.
Yeah, man.
I don't
The
order it
bacon
on my
itself. If
burger
you-
anyway.
It'd
But
be interesting to see that receipt with just a regular cheeseburger and how much cheaper it would be. What do you
yeah,
think?
I think we should go to lunch.
I'm
hungry.
in the mood
Yeah.
for a Shoop's right now. So
I've been fasting and I can't eat it in the mornings. It
Man.
sucks. I was on the show the other day and Kevin put a damn donut in my face and I forgot all about the fast. I just
Sorry.
like lose control.
I didn't mean
It was a
for you to
pink
lose
one.
your.
I did, and I had to lie on my fast. So.
It's okay. You didn't do it intentionally.
So yeah, fast food is out of control though. It's when I worked in McDonald's. Did you know I worked at McDonald's?
I did. Your
For 2
first
years?
job.
Yeah, man. $3.35 an hour is what I made. If you go to McDonald's now, the person that's working there is making $15 an hour at least. So that's a lot of money, and you got multiple people working in there, and it's expensive fixed cost for the restaurant, and they're passing on their price increases to us. So
Without a
like
doubt.
when Bernie Sanders said everybody should make $15 an hour, they do make $15 an hour, and then what happens is the businesses aren't going to lose money serving us burgers, so they're going to increase the price of burgers so that they can make their profit too.
Cost of labor goes up. Cost of food goes up.
That's right.
Next thing
And
you know,
here we are.
eating it as consumers.
These things aren't going to get cheaper. Burger prices aren't going to go down.
Although I would say they still have good specials at certain fast. Oh, I gave up fast food for Lent, so I haven't been there for pricing lately. But I would say that I think McDonald's and Wendy's are still keeping their prices pretty low.
Yeah.
By the way, chat wants to know what your shirt says because it's a pretty cool shirt.
It's a fish shirt. Isn't it cool? And it says Sphere on it because I got this. Marissa got it for me actually. 'cause
Nice gift.
We're going to see Fish at the Sphere on 420.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's going to be quite a show.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So that's going to be during our break. So when we come back, you're definitely going to talk about
Yeah.
the Sphere and the
Yeah.
experience at the Sphere in season 12.
Yeah, man.
That's going to be
I'll be able to
great.
talk about the Fish show, and we'll be getting ready in season 12 to go to the Dead show there.
Oh,
so,
I cannot wait for Dead and Company at the
yeah,
Sphere.
so it's really cool.
Okay.
Hey,
nice.
man, something going on right now that city geeks will enjoy, and I'm a city geek, so and I enjoy it. It's a national trend. So regardless of where you're from, this is not it's a local story, but it's not a local story because this affects you regardless of where you are listening to our show right now. It's about what's going on with our recycling programs across the country. You know, I've been mayor for 20 years. Everybody that listens to this show regularly knows that. When I first took over as mayor, Hammond had a thriving recycling program.
In-house.
In-house. So we had our own employees that would pick up recyclables from our residents, and then we would package them together and sell them and make money. And the department's goal was to pay for itself. By the time I took over, it wasn't paying for itself, which wasn't surprising, which is part of the reason I was elected mayor.
Yeah, and a couple things that along with that. So when you do it and we used to do bins in the front of the house, right? So we'd have to put it out in bins and walk them
It was
out
a pain
to
in the
curb.
ass, actually, compared to how we do it now.
But a lot of the
Small bins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
small bins,
multiple
right?
bins.
And they were kind of like always
remember
overflowing,
that.
and like
We
it
had
made
to
the
organize
Guys,
that.
we're all
enough.
talking over on top of each other. We're literally everybody
Tom's
in the
the
studio.
talking
Yeah,
police
literally
now.
everybody in the studio was talking. At
It was
the same
exciting.
time.
Everyone was
It was.
excited about recycling.
Right.
That's how passionate we are.
I know,
about
but no,
recycling.
but it was hard because we would have like, in our family, we had like 4 or 5 bins, and we would have to carry it out there every Tuesday.
Yep.
It was super annoying.
So
It was, and we'd always forget, right? And then you're always running out there because
In the
you're
middle of the
forgetting.
night.
You like pull in and you're like, oh shit, the recycling
Yep.
truck, and you're doing the running out there with your recyclables.
So that was actually, you just made the point I was going to make, which is that a lot of the reason that you went away from in-house was you had all this equipment, right?
Yes.
You had the trucks,
Personnel.
You had the equipment that had to sort the recycling, which became out of it gets modernized a lot.
Yeah.
And so it was this huge
We did it by
multi-million
hand,
dollar,
basically.
yeah, and it was crazy.
And
So you
but
had-
we have like a MRF right now, and they do it. It's an amazing piece of machinery that catches most of the problems, and then they have the people sweeping up at the end.
we don't have it. I mean, you're saying
No,
that,
this is where we go now.
Correct.
There's something called a MRF facility, and they literally, it's automated, highly automated.
crazy. It's so cool.
You could dump a whole load of recyclables on there, and most of it's going to get sorted by
Like
the
plastics
machine.
this way, metal this
The
way,
machine
glass
is
that
doing
way.
it, and then they have people in there because the machine does make mistakes, and the people are cleaning up the mistakes. But most of it is automated now.
Yep. It's
So
really cool.
now Hammond's recycling department, we're checking because what's going on locally is Portage and Hobart. Portage is a big city in Porter County, which is not far from us. Hobart's a big city in Lake County. It's about half the size, if not a little smaller than Hammond, but still a Democratic city. It's Democratic mayor. They both eliminated their recycling programs.
Saw that. I was surprised.
If I did that in Hammond, there's no doubt I would face a ton of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised, actually. And I realize that things are different now. And this is sort of what we were trying to talk about is when Hammond did their own recycling program, a lot of times the recyclables we sold to help fund that program ultimately ended up in China.
Yeah.
And
there was
China
a
would-
huge market for it.
Exactly. China would take America's dirty plastic and recyclables,
For years.
and then they would convert it back over to reused, right?
It's profitable.
We did that for about the first 7 years I was mayor, 6 or 7 years. And then China one day just said, we're done. We're not taking any more recyclables.
I want to say it was longer than that. I want to say China started doing that about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
No. But
Longer?
Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
It was probably halfway through my term.
Okay, all right.
Okay. I mean, and I'm not going to argue about
No,
this,
you're
but,
probably right.
No, I remember we did it for a while, and then boom. But I think we've been doing it longer this way than the other way. But
Okay.
anyway, so China stops accepting America's dirty recycling, and our entire market collapses.
Yeah.
We have no place to put our recyclables. So basically, you have to get together with a good recycling company. And in Hammond's case, we go with Republic.
Yeah, they're great.
And I want to make sure that if we're putting recyclables in that bin, Chris, when your family puts recyclables in that bin, it's my job as mayor to make sure that that ends up getting recycled.
Yeah, because what we learned I don't know, like you said, you're probably right, by the way. In fact, I know you are. It's about 10 years ago, you you wanted us to learn more about the process, and we took a trip to see the MRF.
We did.
And that was really interesting.
It was awesome.
And
I'm glad I felt really, because I was going through, because in the paper today, there's an article in the paper sort of justifying what's going on in Hobart and Portage. And that's fine. If those two communities want to get rid of recycling, I personally think it's a horrible mistake because I believe in recycling programs. Okay. And if they want to go that route, and if their residents don't want to do this anymore and they want to dirty up the environment, that's on them. Okay. But the fact is, the newspaper is sort of making the case on why it's right today, why you should get rid of recycling and how it's not ending up going to the right place. And I was pissed, man. Jerry Davids wrote this article, and I contacted him at like 6 a.m.
Whoa, good
and I'm
morning,
like,
Jerry.
I was freaking out. I'm like, dude, anybody that reads this article is going to think recycling all across where we live is broken, and you could just throw your shit in the garbage now.
Right.
And it's
you don't want
thriving
that.
in iCity.
Yeah.
It's like we're kicking ass. Like, I'm sorry, Hobart and Portage, they have a contamination rate that was like 20.
I think
75, 80% contamination rate.
No, I think it was like 60-40, so 40% contaminated. And what happens is the MRF that you were talking about won't take it.
Right.
And then they charge you exorbitant
But part of
rates
the reason
for garbage.
they were contaminated is because of the way they were collecting it.
Yep.
Whereas in Hammond, we go through...
We had the recycling summit.
We did a great video to educate our citizens. We put a sticker on every recycling bin, and we also gave everybody a separate bin. It's in the alley that's protected from the weather, and it's very clear what you're supposed to put in there.
And
we
Republic
increased
picks
our
it up.
rate. Republic picks it up. We don't have to run it out anymore because sometimes Lindsay and I would forget, and you're like, shit, we missed
Don't
recycling.
Put this on me.
What are you going to do when you miss recycling?
And the bin's out there and it's dirty.
You're
and
freaking filled with 4 bins and you miss recycling. They're not going to be back for 2 weeks. You throw it in the garbage.
You can't leave it out on the curb.
So Hammond's recycling rate on the old system was horrible.
Yeah.
And then we converted over to Republic. We checked our recycling rate yesterday, Kevin. What was it?
22% contamination, which is really high.
22%.
Which is meaning good. Like we have 78% good. Yeah.
78% is of what we put in those bins is actually recycled.
Correct.
Compared to Portage's 40% contamination.
Right.
So.
By the way, I think you could work with 40 and make it better. Instead of just scrapping the whole system, now 100% of what they recycle in Portage is going to the landfill. Okay? Whereas in Hammond, we worked with our system, we made it better, we educated our public, and we're kicking ass.
Yep.
And we got a new contract coming that's going to be a consistent contract with what we're paying already. And like, I read the paper this morning, you would think recycling's broken. No, they just didn't do it right in Portage and in Hobart. That's my opinion. I like the mayors in both of those communities, but I think they're both new. No offense. I think they're messing up. Okay? I think that instead of eliminating it, you should try to fix it like we did in Hammond and make it better, because any mayor worth their salt, you're throwing a perfectly good recyclable material right in the goddamn landfill. Now, that's not the answer. It's 2024, for God's sakes. And Jerry, in his article this morning, should know better. Anybody that reads that article is going to think, oh, fuck, man, no wonder they got rid of it.
Forget throwing things in recycling. I'm just going to mix it all up.
How about you fucking challenge them? How about you put it on the line and say, God damn, do something about it. It's 2024 instead of just fucking scrapping it, man. And I like the mayors, and I'm not trying to cause problems.
And we like Jerry. He's been on the show.
I'm proud of what we did in Hammond. We fucking fixed it, man. It was broken, and we fixed it. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to just fucking scrap it. It's 2024.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It is, man. God dang, man. We end up with plastics in the ocean and all that. The answer is not to scrap the program. The answer is to fucking fix it, man. And the newspaper this morning is like, oh, no wonder they got rid of it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
What a bunch of shit, man.
In talking to Republic, the interesting thing I found out was that some communities rely on city employees to pick up the recycling, and some use Republic, and they tend to help the contamination rate when Republic uses their own guys, because the people that work for Republic do a check, and if it's contaminated, they'll put a sticker on it and they won't take it.
I've never had a load contaminated in my bag.
Me neither.
Not one.
I'm really
good.
I got educated thanks to your allowing me on that trip, and Chris's son doing a video with you.
Chris, your son did a video with me. How long ago was that?
That was like 8 some years ago, maybe even more.
We did like a funny video. It was like an old-fashioned, old-timey video. We sent it all around the city at the time, because at the time we were struggling with our recycling.
Yep.
And we went on a public education tour so that our public knew the stuff you could put in there and the stuff you can't. And if you're wrong, like if you put wet newspaper in, it contaminates a whole load. So like we've done a really good job.
Pizza boxes.
Yeah, don't put pizza boxes.
Don't put pizza
greasy
boxes on
pizza
there, right?
boxes in. I didn't know that.
I see the video is up right now. Could we play a couple seconds
This
of it?
is so cute too, Chris. This is your son when he
you
was like,
remember-
what, 8 or 9?
Everyone thought that was Patrick.
Yes. Your son and my son, I wonder if they still look
They were
very
the
similar.
same age at the same, like around.
Yeah,
the same
they're
age.
literally like same age.
And
well,
they looked exactly the same almost.
what's your son's name again?
Ryan.
Ryan.
This is Ryan
Yeah.
starring
The one
in the
I didn't
recycling
teach.
video for Hammond.
Hey, Timmy. Hammond Mayor Thomas McDermott Jr. here today. Today's recycling day in Hammond. Would you like to come along with me and see some of the do's and don'ts of recycling? That's what I thought. Look, Timmy, there's Kevin. Kevin, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Mayor, I'm just recycling all these plastic bags.
You can't recycle plastic bags. Did you know those bags could get into the machinery and clog things up?
Well, jeepers, Mayor, no. What's the worst that could happen?
So you sort of get an idea. So we basically went through this video, and then this shows like a scene from a apocalypse movie,
right,
where like this.
That's from Godzilla.
It's from Godzilla, where the city is crumbling down because somebody put a plastic bag in the recycling stream.
Maybe
so
it's like
and we go through
Andreas.
in that video. If you kept playing
Pizza
it, it's interesting.
boxes.
You go through different things you can't put in, and then you instituted this thing where the street department put these stickers on the recycling bins that give you information
It's
about
right
what
on
you can
top.
and what you can and can't put in.
So, like, if you ever get a question of, can I put a pizza box in there? It literally is like, do not put a pizza box in here. We put it on every recycling bin in the city.
And it helped with lowering the contamination rates.
Our contamination rate's 22%. And, of course, people are going to mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes I put, my wife and I, we love recycling. And sometimes we get a little aggressive with recycling. Like, I looked in there, and Pat the other day, too. They threw in, it was like a plastic box that we're getting rid of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I took it out and threw it in the garbage because it's like literally, it's plastic. You would think that's able to be recycled, but our recycling system is really limited to bottles, glass, newspapers, and paper. So it's not going to
Cardboard.
take something crazy like that. Really.
One of the things the guy
Cardboard,
said on
thank you.
our trip was, when in doubt, throw it out. I remember him saying
When
that.
in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah, he's like, listen, if you have
That's
any
what they
question
end up
about
doing
it,
it anyway.
put it
And
in
it's
the garbage.
honestly, it's better for the city if you want to save us money, which it should be everybody's goal. If we dispose of your garbage through the normal garbage method, it's way cheaper than if we send it to Republic and they dispose of it.
That's right.
It's like a penalty if they have to landfill stuff for us.
Well, the other thing that we talked about recently was the expense of if you got rid of recycling and how it becomes more expensive, because now your garbage guys, now we need more trucks. There's more cans are needed. You got to.
What we did saved our recycling system. It's better for the environment, and the residents love it. My recycling bins are filled like every 2 weeks.
I like recycling.
I
Chris?
love it.
You guys recycle?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
we were one of those families that had like the 4 bins
Yeah.
and then had paper bags with extra
Yeah.
stuff
Yes,
in it.
me too.
I'm the same
Right,
way, man.
yeah.
I feel like if I threw a can in the regular garbage, I feel like a failure. I'm like, I feel like I'm personally dirtying up the planet, I just don't get this, man. There's you just hey, we're not going to recycle anymore. And it's like, no wonder you're not recycling anymore. Let's make 10 excuses on why you're not recycling anymore. I'm like, okay, I just don't get it. It's 2024. And one of these mayors is a Democrat, by the way, also. It's just I just don't get it. And I like...
Don't give up.
I'm like,
Bring it
I
back.
just don't get it. You're just
Figure it out, Mayor
you
Josh.
just take over. You're like, fuck recycling. I'm done. Like, what? It's freaking 2024. How could you just scrap recycling? It's broken. By the way, the federal government should be involved in this, and they're not. They don't give a shit, right? It was China that we were relying on, and China doesn't buy it anymore. But the answer is not to scrap the system. The answer is to freaking fix it, man.
Maybe it'd be nice if there's maybe a subsidy to states and cities.
Kevin,
to
there is a subsidy from we all get money locally. This is a great point you just brought up. Every community in Lake County gets we get around
Lake County Solid Waste.
Lake County Solid Waste gives Hammond $500,000. This is a great point you bring
It's
up.
a recycling grant.
Right. I was talking with a couple councilmen yesterday about this issue, and they are on the solid waste district, and they're like, wait a second. Communities like Hobart and Portage, they get money to recycle from the solid waste district. And if they're getting $400,000 in Portage to recycle, just like Hammond's getting $400,000 to recycle, and they scrap recycling, shouldn't Hammond get more of that grant so that we can
so in
help
other words,
offset our recycling?
You lose the incentive. You lose the grant money.
There's money that communities get for recycling. And if you don't have a recycling program, you shouldn't get that money, in my opinion, because it's expensive. We're taking this cost on voluntarily as a goodwill gesture because I don't want my residents throwing shit out into the street and dirtying up our planet. So we recycle, right? And it keeps my city clean. It keeps our environment clean. So if I said, hey, I'm getting rid of recycling, do I get to keep the $400,000 from the solid waste district? Because I shouldn't be allowed to. Because that's why they give you the $400,000 to help offset these costs that we bear by having a recycling program.
Yeah, we all have an obligation, and I guess you think oh, what does it matter if I do it? But think about just
if we all took that attitude,
exactly, and just think okay, so Hammond recycles, right? That's good. So, but it's just one little corner of the world. But if you do that in the aggregate, and all communities are doing it, and I think a lot of communities around the country do recycle, but There's some that are now saying, "Oh, it's cost prohibitive," and the China market's upside down. But I don't know how say let's not recycle.
How about America gets involved? Why do we have to rely on China to take it?
Why
don't America
figure it out?
Why don't you guys recycle? Like the American government's doing energy hubs and all this shit. How about recycling hub?
Yeah,
how about
helping.
that? How about
Subsidize
that, Joe?
it.
Come on, Joe, help us out here, right? Why do I have to rely on President Xi to take our dirty recyclables when I got President Biden that could do the same thing for America?
Right, and if China's making it hard for communities like Portage or Hobart, or easy, I guess, to make the decision, but hard for them to decide whether they can recycle or not, there has to be a solution either nationally or statewide.
Honestly, the whole system is broken, in my opinion, including the media. Because when the media doesn't even challenge you anymore, they fucking challenge me on everything, right? But you can make major decisions like this, and they're just like, no wonder.
I didn't read the article yet.
I read it. It fucking pissed me off at 6:01 a.m., man. I was like steaming, like right off the bat. Like, can you believe this shit? Like, I just don't get it, man. Like 2024, we're not going to recycle anymore. Just another day. Let's go on to something else. That's my thing, by the way. Somebody told me that. That's my tick.
Oh. Yeah.
If I'm doing I'm pissed off. If
true.
I'm doing I'm fucking pissed about something.
Good to know. It's your tell.
It is my tell.
All right, good to know.
You do that every time
I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot when you
that
talk
means
to
I'm
me.
pissed a lot.
Apparently.
If I'm talking about I was talking to Lindsay, and Lindsay went, I'm not very happy if I'm doing that kind of stuff.
There you go, Lindsay. He used you as an
yeah.
example.
Yeah, he had a much more aggressive take when I was growing up. It usually involves some choice words.
All right, let's let the mayor calm down, and we'll do some ads and come back. We've got some other really good things to talk about, including some inside baseball about how the mayor is going to choose somebody at the fire department.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. If you like government, this is your show, because we're going to talk about some inside baseball stuff, like Kevin said, with the Hammond Fire Department, something we're doing right now. I think that's really cool. And then Kevin is going to take the lead on the third segment. We're going to talk a little Gabe Whitley.
Honest Gabe.
And Abdul Shabazz, who's a friend and a radio personality in Indianapolis, and a little feud that they're having. And
yes.
It's interesting.
Oh, great.
We're going to talk all about Honest Gabe.
I love feuds. So,
LOCPOD.
So, Mayor Josh, a friend of mine and a LOCPODer, I love you. I just don't agree with you on this issue, and I think there's ramifications on a lot of other people. That's why, I don't typically talk about friends of mine, but that is, the whole thing, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. It just...
That's why we're going to let you calm down. We're going to do some ads.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to NECA IBW Power in Indiana Lake County Studios. We're coming to you live from Munster, Indiana at Smith Sursick Law Firm. IBW Local 697 and NECA proudly bring you Power in Indiana Lake County. With over a century of experience, they've been safely wiring the region. From powering corporations along the lakefront to lighting up homes across Lake County, Power in Indiana Lake County is your trusted source for electrical professionals. Join them as they continue to light the way for Northwest Indiana. Visit Powering Indiana Lake County at poweringindiana.org.
All right, Calumet Brewing. It's time to experience Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2 alcohol by volume. The perfect way to start 2024 and keep those resolutions in check. It doesn't matter if you're kicking back after a workout, hitting a pickup game at the park, or heading out to a day out on the slopes. Be sure to enjoy a superior light beer that's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra is brewed to be a complement to your healthy lifestyle. Head over to Cal Brew or the Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Prestmer Insurance Company. For decades, the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been your trusted neighbor right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. Their wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, and life insurance, have helped over 1,000 individuals and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon sets the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for their iconic red and white label at your local grocery store. Indulge in the finest Mexican products crafted with local expertise and savor the taste of authenticity. Discover the flavors of Tortillas Nuevo Leon today. All right.
The wrong song.
Wow.
That's a commercial.
Oh,
that's the first glitch we've had all season.
Where's Vez?
That's it.
I wasn't
LOCPOD
even
is
paying
off the air.
attention to you guys. Kevin texted me. He's like, let's do the outro with this thing. So
All
I was
right.
looking
Don't
it
worry
up.
about it. Don't worry
Here's
about
this.
it.
Tortillas
Thank you.
Nuevo León,
Sorry, Chris.
hechas con amor para ti, tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor para ti, tu familia de todo corazón.
Got him.
Just so you know, the audience didn't hear that song. It was
Oh,
just us.
nice. Just
Oh,
us.
no way.
Well, good job.
Oh,
Then
that's
forget
too
you
bad.
made no mistakes then, Chris.
The audience
Well,
is going
I
to be
mean,
like,
you guys were like, "Oh, Chris, you fucked up."
That was Tom. Did you
didn't
hear his
say-
tick? His tick went. He was like, Chris.
Chris, you did a good job.
Chris is like, I'm just going to play this one.
All right. MCR Partners. Are you seeking expertise in economic development, finance, and planning? Look no further than MCR Partners, your go-to professionals for comprehensive solutions. Their dedicated team is ready to assess your opportunities and ensure the successful completion of your projects. Discover the difference MCR Partners can make in navigating the intricacies of economic development. Stay informed and connected by visiting our website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For personalized assistance, reach out to Matt Reardon's personal cell phone at 219-741-9511.
Give him a call, Rose Hanbury. So thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana Lake County Studio.
Like Matt said, he was being complimentary to English women.
That's right.
He was like, Princess Kate is a 15 compared to most English women. That's complimentary to Princess Kate.
Before we move on, I wanted to talk a little bit about chat because there was some interesting chat about recycling.
Nice.
Marissa started off with recyclables are like shrimp, rinse and peel. There was a yes, please. Our grandkids and their grandkids need to keep recycling, or we need to fix it, something like that. The world. Where's the video available to watch? Go Hammond's YouTube page, right, Chris?
Yes.
Hey, could we put that link in chat? Do you mind?
Ooh.
You know,
I can't, but
Lindsay, could you put that link in chat, please, honey?
Thanks. And then
She's so fired up
Phil,
about it.
PRT says, who's listening,
PRT
says we should take our recycling show on the road to the rest of Lake County. Shauna says 30 years ago in Bloomington, they made you pay $1 for every garbage can and free recycling. It's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And then Mayor Huddleston is in chat.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
Said, Mayor,
love you, Josh.
Mayor, we didn't get rid of recycling. We just got rid of curbside recycling. So apparently Hobart still has a recycling program, but not from your house.
See, like this, the articles aren't making that clear. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry then, Josh. But like, I feel strongly about this issue, obviously.
And you feel strongly about curbside.
And I feel strongly about Mayor Josh, who's a great young man, and he's getting started as being mayor, and I think that recycling is important. And I agree, Josh, it is broken. Okay, and I'm not in your system, maybe more broken than our system, but the system is broken, and there's nothing you could do about that as mayor. Just like there's nothing I could do about it as mayor. That's up to the big guys like Joe Biden and our congressmen and our senators. They need to realize this is a problem, and the answer is not to scrap the system. The answer is to create a market for our used recyclables. For our
well, in the meantime,
recyclables.
figure out how to make it work if you can.
Right. Yeah. So I obviously feel strongly about this. I believe in the system, and I hope Mayor Josh doesn't take offense.
And thank you, Mayor Josh, for continuing to listen to LOCPOD.
Yeah, and Mayor Bonta, I don't know him in Portage.
Off, guys. That's fine.
Is he? But Mayor Bonta in Portage.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I think he's making a mistake. All due respect.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks, chat, for keeping us informed and on board. And
also, I can't post the link because I don't have Facebook anymore.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, we'll find it.
We'll figure it out. You guys go to Go Hammond's YouTube channel. It is on there. So.
Yeah, it's a good one, too.
Mayor says, hitting the reset on the recycling program. More to come from Hobart. That's Mayor Josh. He said they were at almost a 90% contamination
That's
rate.
what I thought.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It
90.
was really bad. But and then reading Jerry's article this morning, you would think that Hammond system's just as contaminated. My fear was, what if my residents are reading that and they're like, fuck, it doesn't even matter. If
or I don't have
anymore.
to, right?
And then they start throwing recyclables in the waste stream. That cost me money. Mm-hmm. It's like that. I don't think that column did anybody any good today. Certainly not good for the environment. But I don't think the newspaper should be in the business of discouraging people from recycling, and that's what they're doing this morning. And it's a system that's broken, and we're trying to fix it. And we got a columnist in a leading newspaper out here saying, the whole system sucks." It's like I don't think it's very wise, and I don't think it's good neighborly. Just sucks.
Understood. All right.
So
moving on.
I did something recently that I didn't have to do, and this is interesting to me, and I really like the way it's turning out so far. It's a lot more work though. Like, Kevin, to get into this, first off, I posted the job of deputy fire chief. Posted it for employees to bid on. Now, granted...
That may sound very normal for most people.
I think most people would be like, yeah, isn't that like that on every job, right? Like, if the fire chief opens up, do I post it? No, not really. You don't have to, because mayors in Indiana, and I think this is fairly consistent with how governments run in states and nationally, there's certain people that are hired by politicians that are working for the politician.
Or the elected official, right?
Yeah. And there are certain people that are hired that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Bureaucrats. They're part of the system. So, like, if I lose my job as mayor, I get voted out or whatever, die or whatever. Well, I guess
Jesus Christ.
the next person
Wow.
takes over. By the way, I'm 55. My mortality
Double
is
nickels.
low. So the next person that takes over for me, so if Kevin takes over as the next mayor, Kevin may not like the police chief or the fire chief. He probably, has a different vision than the mayor previous. So Kevin comes in and says, hey, listen, police chief, fire chief, I'm letting you go. I'm going to put a new person there.
By the way, when you came in 20 years ago, you did that with several positions.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is there's certain positions that are policy-making positions.
There you go.
And these people could lose their job at a whim for no reason other than your boss doesn't want you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not as petty as that, Lindsay. I'm not just like Chris, for instance. Chris is a policymaker, right? Chris is the head of the IT department, right? And Chris and I see the world similarly. That's why he's in that position. But if Chris suddenly took a turn and he sees the world differently and I'm not comfortable with it as his boss anymore, I could literally be like, Chris, sorry, this isn't working with us anymore. I'm going to get somebody else to head IT. And Chris can't sue me for that, right, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, the only way he could is if there was some sort of discriminatory motive, right? Or other reason.
Like if I was like, Chris, I don't like you because you're
or
old.
you're too old.
You're
right.
too old.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I don't want old people working for me. If you're a really dumb boss and like, I need a young person, you're just way too old. You see,
Yeah, you don't know anything about the internet anymore. We need somebody young that knows that internet.
But quite frankly, Kevin,
I'm younger than you, Tom. So I think I'm okay.
That's why I need more young people working for me, Chris. Like I
am recording this.
I am double nickels. But so I guess what we're saying is most of the people that I let go, unless I really fuck up, I'm like racially discriminating against age or
gender, sexual orientation, whatever.
Right. Yeah, unless you're avoiding one of those hot topics, you can almost let anybody go if they're policymakers.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, like you can fire your police chief, fire chief, whatever.
Tomorrow, if I want
Chief of staff.
I could literally like, hey, I feel like going in a different direction in the police department. Sorry, guys, you're all let go. I'm going to appoint all new leadership. You could do that. Not one person has any recourse against me legally.
We wouldn't do that, though, because we love Chief Sharp.
Yeah,
Short.
Chief Short. Yeah, get his name right if you're going to compliment him.
He knows I know who he is.
Chief Sharp.
We got the short and long.
Yeah, yes. So the reason I'm telling you this is the deputy fire chief is a policymaking position. All right? They can be hired and fired at will. I could put anybody I want in this position.
You could put you could put anybody you want.
I could put any firefighter in this position. It could be a firefighter from southern Indiana that I like.
Does it have to be a firefighter?
It doesn't have to be a Hammond firefighter. It could be anybody.
But it has to be somebody who's like qualified as a firefighter. You can't just like put me there.
I can't put you there, right? Although, by the way, Linz, with your medical background, I may actually be able to put somebody like you there.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about that. I don't know about that.
Really?
I'd have to check.
It's interesting. I know.
Yeah, I was
with
thinking
her
about
medical
EMT
background, though.
I almost said something before you said it has to be. I almost like spoke and I stopped myself because I was like, I got to check that because I think
with Lindsay's medical background, I bet you might be able to get away with it.
Yeah,
even though she's not a firefighter, because we have paramedics that work for the firefighter.
Yeah, but I'm not a paramedic.
Well, remember we just talked about this with Michigan. What city was that? Where the LaPorte?
Yes,
with the police chief and whether there was a So I'm not
sure. He brought in an outsider. Good point. That's so funny.
And that was a big deal. But that was like a city ordinance. They were trying to...
Right, it was.
So we'll see.
So anyway...
Assuming you can have to do it... But the point is, let's say you have to appoint a firefighter. You could appoint the guy that just became a firefighter last month as deputy chief. Or you could appoint the guy that's had the most experience in the fire department.
I could appoint somebody from East Chicago to be a Hammond deputy fire chief, right? I could do almost anything I want in this situation.
And you don't have to post it.
I do not have to post it. I could hire somebody right now and they could be in the job tomorrow. Right?
It is your prerogative as mayor, as executive of the city.
So I've never done this before, Chris. I didn't post your job, but it was open. I picked you because you're great, and that's why you're there, and that's why you're still there, right? So, like, I know.
Do you want me to agree? Yes, I am great.
You're like, I'm glad you see that, Mayor.
Yeah.
Appreciate
I'm just
it.
nodding.
You should have interviewed for my job.
Finally got him to admit it. So, anyway, in this case, I didn't really have a clear number 3/number 2 in my mind. I'm literally, and I was just like, I'm going to post this fucking job. I want to see these firefighters go for it. I don't want to pick somebody because picking is easy. I want to see them go for it. So I'm like, I'm going to post it. I'm going to make these guys buy suits.
20 years, I've never seen you do that.
I'm going to make
them buy suits.
I'm going to make them put in their resume. I'm going to make them go for this freaking job. And then I'm going to pick the best person, right? I had like a favorite. I'm not going to deny that, all right? So I posted it, and I didn't know what kind of reception I'd get. I told the new chief, Bernie Gorzolia. By the way, Jeff Smith is my former fire chief, and he's a dear friend of mine. Smitty, who we love, is retiring after 32 years.
Yeah.
That's why this
Good
job.
for him.
And we're going to miss him in this role.
Bernie was the deputy chief. He is going to be the chief.
Okay.
Right?
And I've already got a new job for Smitty, so we're not going to miss him that much. He's going to come to work.
I saw a
for
cute
me.
photo of you kissing him on the cheek yesterday.
I love Smitty.
And that you posted in Facebook congratulating him on his retirement.
If I did 70,000 miles campaigning when I ran for U.S. Senate, Smitty did 50,000 of them. I'm not even shitting. He was my main driver. Him and I have good personalities.
He was very helpful with signatures, too.
We
ran
were
around the state.
Yeah, so congrats, Smitty. So we posted this job, Chris, and I didn't know what kind of reception we'd get. The firemen were like very happy that we posted this. First off, and the firemen are never happy with me. So like I'm like, damn, this
They're
is
not
awesome.
Unhappy with you.
No, I know. I'm just being
they
funny.
Can be
but
a grumpy crew at times.
they are grumpy crews.
You know.
Yeah, but like in this case, it was like all of them are calling me back, like, great job. And I might be getting my ass kissed because we are making an important decision. But even from general firefighters who weren't putting in, they're like, that was a good move, Mayor. Like, I've never seen this job posted before. I'm like, I don't think it's ever been posted.
You don't have to post
It's the number 2 spot. I could pick it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we withered down all the applicants. Let's say there's like 20 down to 12.
Okay.
And then we interviewed those 12. And I had Sharon Daniels, who's my personnel director, and I had Bernie, who's the new chief, and myself, just the 3 of us. And we withered down those 12 to 6.
So what would you say, kind of as somebody that doesn't need to do that, would you say the experience was positive?
It was awesome.
Why?
Well, first off, a lot of work. Each one was about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So that right there is 3 hours straight
of
meeting. Right, more than 3 hours of meeting. And then I got to ask them, so picture this. These guys are going for this job. They want it.
Sure.
So like when I'm asking questions, they want to give me the right answer. This is so lovely. I'm like proud of myself. So I'm asking these tough ass questions about stuff I'm dealing with right now and asking them basically how to cut their budget.
And they're the ones that are in the department, so they know.
How would you cut your budget, basically?
Interesting. Those are good
I
questions.
need to get your budget down. We have limitations. I'm giving them the limitations I have, and I'm like, how would you cut the budget down?
And they got and now you got like 20 ideas.
If I walked up to these guys in a firehouse and asked them this question, they'd never tell me the answer. If I walked up and I said, hey, I need help, guys. I need to cut your budget. They'd be like, I don't know how you're going to do it, Mayor. But when they're in there interviewing for the number 2 spot, they're very informative.
They want to be solution-oriented.
And they're giving me great answers.
Dad's like, I got this idea.
Dude, I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, literally, like, they're answering questions they would never answer in a million years. Normally.
So did you feel like they were giving you good ideas, or they were just giving you like just mouth, like lip service?
Great ideas. I had a feeling on already, but they're confirming that I was in the right direction. Because I see where there's inefficiencies in the department, and I know certain people are humping every 3 days, like the ambulance workers, for instance.
Yeah.
These guys are waking up 5, 6, 7 times a night. They're doing, let's say the average is 7 or 8 calls a day. And then there's certain ambulances we have in the city that are doing 10, 11 a day. You just don't sleep when you're out that much. You're getting called at 2 a.m. You're getting called at 4 a.m. So like we have certain people on ambulances that are busting their ass. And then we have other trucks and engines that hardly get any calls at all.
Yeah, and Mayor, just to give people that may not know about Hammond's department, you have a full-time, it's not a volunteer department, it's a full-time
you go to work
department.
for 24 hours.
But I mean, I'm saying we don't have a volunteer department. It's a big city. You have a full-time department with multiple stations and
7
ambulances
stations,
are
155
in-house.
firemen, 155 firemen, 7 stations,
paramedics.
We have four ambulances with paramedics and EMTs on them. And
which is a resident I love, by the way, because if I ever have a heart attack, I want to.
You want to, paramedic / EMT.
Somebody who is ALS certified.
Right. I don't want somebody making $8 an hour, giving me mouth to mouth. I want a damn firefighter.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this whole situation so we navigated it down to the final 6. And I am bringing in a big crowd for the next round of interviews. Like, Kevin, you're coming in for that.
Turn this into a spectacle.
Right.
Not just that, I invited the union to have 2 representatives in
Wow.
there. So, like,
that's
we're
a
getting
big deal.
like widespread opinions. I get to still pick the final pick, but so then the final 6 are coming in. There's going to be in my office this huge crew of people that are all interested in this appointment, and we're going to be peppering these people with questions.
So let me ask you. So I was thinking about this when you brought this up as a topic that you were going to talk about on LOCPOD, and I was like, what can I ask the mayor about? And I guess one of my curiosities is, I feel like when you probably go into an interview thinking like, oh, this guy's probably not that strong, or this guy's really strong, or whatever. Did you have surprises both ways? Like, oh, this person really outperformed what I thought he was going to do, and oh, this person didn't perform as well as I thought he would do.
Yes.
Interesting.
I did. For sure.
Huh.
I told you I had a favorite in my mind going into this. I wanted to see how this person performed. And what I'm seeing is first off, those 12 that came in, they're badasses. All of them. Like,
well, that makes you feel good about your department.
Holy crap, man. I'm talking to like the captains, the engineers. Captains is basically, you're not a chief. You're just a senior. I call it enlisted because I'm a military person. They're like the senior enlisted, like what we called cobs and chiefs, which are respected. They know their shit. They're the ones that really drive the department. These captains were put in for this job, and I was asking great questions and getting great information and just like the respect that these people deserve. It was like really good for me to see this. It was really good for me, and I've been a mayor 20 years, and to do this, I wish I'd done this a while ago, because I think to get a buy-in from the men and women of the department is important, and this is definitely buy-in.
All right, well, that's cool.
It's
very
really
cool.
I'm really proud of myself, and I'm learning a lot of great things about the department. So,
well, let's do some quick ads, and we're going to come back and do the final episode because it's getting late, and we want to talk about Gabe Whitley. Honest Gabe, come back. Start off with Byway Brewing, a family-friendly microbrewery that welcomes you to their spacious tap room and their outdoor patio. Enjoy award-winning craft beer, a chef-driven menu, and craft draft cocktails. Their unique brewing equipment and production facility provides a perfect backdrop for private events, whether it's a bridal shower, a reunion, or a corporate party. With their new food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site. Customer service is their top priority at Byway Brewing. Just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer.
Kuklakis Law. Are you currently navigating complex legal challenges and unsure of where to turn for guidance? Your search ends here with Kuklakis Law, your trusted partner for legal solutions in Indiana and Illinois. Whether you're seeking expert representation for real estate transactions, need assistance in forming your business, or have experienced a personal injury at work or in a car crash, Kuklakis Law is here for you. No matter the nature of your legal issue, our team is ready to help. Call Harris today at 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Hablamos Español.
Good old Harris.
Yes. And somewhere here I have my ads.
So, Chris, Harris Kuklakis was on the show last week, and I called him the wrong name the whole show, accidentally.
He was kind enough not to.
And he didn't correct me either.
So is that his
Are
new
people
name
afraid?
now?
Are people afraid to correct you or something?
They called him Harold. His name is Harris.
The whole show. And the thing is, so I said it, and then Reardon said it, and then Lindsay said it, and then everybody, and he was so nice. He was just sitting there the whole time. He's like,
nice kid.
That's not my name.
Kuklakis Law fella. Harris.
So when Reardon was here, it was just a whole shit show. Is what you're saying.
I mean,
there was some repercussions after that show for sure.
He's on
no
timeout
cease and desist
right
letter
now.
yet, but
No cease and desist letter, but he's on timeout.
Rogers Roofing. When you demand nothing but the best for your home and family, trust the industry leader, Rogers Roofing, for over 54 years. They've been transforming homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. Their commitment to quality shines through in their roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the most comprehensive warranties in the business. Visit their website at rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 to schedule your free consultation. That's rogersroofing.com, 933-9145 at Rogers Roofing. We expect nothing less than excellence every time. Dun, da, da, da.
Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today. Misprint, your partner for creating impactful visual solutions.
Thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
Dude,
Pow.
I am definitely Lindsay's father. All of a sudden, like, I'm all, like, stuffed nose.
Uh-oh. It's that time of year. Springtime.
God, I hate it.
Allergies.
It's not my fault. It's your fault.
I agree.
You brought this into this
Dude,
family.
what is wrong this year?
And
this
I don't know
is
why
killing me this
it's
year.
just me. Like, Chase gets some mild symptoms.
Yeah,
Tommy
you-
gets some
you
mild
got-
symptoms. I got the asthma and the allergies.
Yeah, she got everything I had.
How's the sinus surgery going?
My
though?
daughter.
Well, right now everything's like stuffed up right now. So.
Yeah, mine is too.
Take
so,
your Benadryl.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before we end today's show, season 11, episode 23. You remember Gabe Whitley? We've talked about Gabe before. He did a Trump parade down Knickerbocker Parkway,
50
in front
or
of your
60
house.
cars
Best parade
from
ever.
southern Indiana all the way to Hammond. They drove in front of my house. We made a LOCPOD episode.
You can watch the vlog. It was our first vlog.
It was like 100,000 episodes.
There was a crazy amount of views.
It was ridiculous.
Yes.
And then they drove in front of my house, and then they drove their silly asses all the way back to Evansville. It's like a 6-hour drive.
Gabe also wanted to debate you this year. He asked for a debate. We talked about him this year.
Yeah, he would have probably ended up suing me too, and then Kevin would be all over my ass because our insurance. And
so we're gonna.
I cannot get sued again.
We're going to report this very factually.
Yeah. I don't want to get sued. Don't sue us, Gabe. We're just covering the news.
Honest Gabe.
If we get sued again, we're fucked. Don't sue us, Gabe. We're covering this, Gabe Whitley. We're just covering it.
Honest Gabe Whitley and Abdul Shabazz.
If you're going to sue anybody, sue Chris Campbell.
That's right.
I'm not sure I want to be here right now.
So Abdul Shabazz. He's a
Abdul.
reporter from
Abdul Shabazz
Indianapolis.
and I have been friends for over 20 years. He's
Have we had him on the show?
We have not, but we want to.
Messed up by not having him on the show. We'll get him.
I know we tried to, but it was really hard to nail down a specific time.
Yeah, because you're right. Lindsay was part of that because he
has a show.
He's literally on the radio in the morning and in the afternoon.
We're going to do it next year. Or next season. We're going to do
especially with the Gabe Whitley stuff. We got to get this guy on.
I can't wait.
He would
to
come
hear.
on too. I know he would.
I don't know if you saw his tweet yesterday. Are we calling him tweets still? Abdul Shabazz tweeted, "Guess who got their ass kicked in court this afternoon? Here's a hint. His initials are Gabe Whitley." That was a pretty good tweet. So what happened was apparently Gabe took some, or allegedly took some umbrage to things. He was saying that Abdul was harassing him. Filed a protective order in Marion County.
No, Gabe is a politician, right?
Well, I mean,
he never got elected, but he was ran
loosely, sure.
But he runs for office, which makes him a politician. Right?
Yeah, I think he's the 7th or 8th district congressional candidate.
So
right
I'm saying, why I'm saying that is, I know as mayor,
you're not protected.
Yeah, people say all kinds of stupid shit about me, and I can't.
They
threaten
can't
you.
Say that you can't if they say that they want to murder you, that's a crime, right?
Okay,
but
good job. If they go over the line, and they sometimes unfortunately do, and when that happens, we go straight to the federal government.
Call you fascists.
Yeah, we go, but they'll call me all kinds of names, right? And many of them, not all of them, but many of them are lies. And if I was allowed to sue them, it's a First Amendment issue. So what they do in American jurisprudence is they do not allow people like myself, elected officials, to sue unless there's actual malice involved, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you have to show actual malice. New York Times versus Sullivan's the standard for defamation. But so in this case,
can you imagine if I could sue people? How that would quiet criticism?
Yeah, and that's why there's an anti-SLAPP law that says that if you try to sue people and take down their First Amendment rights, they have a right to go after you for fees and other things. So anyway.
Hey, what's going on, SB?
So the interesting thing about Honest Gabe Whitley and Shabazz and Abdul Shabazz is that Gabe filed a protective order in Marion County saying that Abdul had harassed him, threatened him, and it was continual. And I know Chris is scrolling up and down, and he has this thing. It's pretty amazing. And it went to hearing yesterday. And the way it was described...
Marissa, as circuit court judge, does a lot of protective orders.
Oh, yeah.
That's
they get filed a lot.
Main job.
Well,
they
walk in,
the time.
They're last-minute filings. Usually, they're filed in cases of domestic violence.
Yes,
and
stalking.
They're like emergency orders that the judge uses to protect people that are being abused, right, Kevin? That's really what a protective order is about protecting people that are being
harassed,
and you need
harassed,
harmed.
Abused,
yeah, and
threatened.
you have to prove that there is a reasonable threat against you. So it has to be either they said something or they did something that resulted in...
And you have to come with evidence, by the way.
You have to present that. You can't just be like, this guy's making me uncomfortable.
So yesterday there was a 2-hour hearing in Marion County, and the Marion County judge in about 30 seconds denied the protective order that 7th Congressional District Republican candidate Gabe Whitley filed against Indie Politics editor and publisher Abdul Shabazz. He filed the petition accusing Shabazz of harassment and stalking. And he also stated in the petition that Shabazz had threatened his life on social media. Whitley's 2 main pieces of evidence were denied as hearsay, and Shabazz argued at the hearing that he not only had Whitley failed to offer any evidence to support his claim, but granting the protective order would be unconstitutional because stalking and harassment don't apply in situations involving the media and candidates for public office, which is what you pointed out. And the judge took about 30 seconds to deny it. So very interesting.
This judge It was like a 2-hour hearing, though, right? You said it took 30 seconds.
30 seconds to deny the petition
Right,
after
but
the 2-hour hearing.
It was a 2-hour hearing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, the judge didn't have anything better to do for 2 hours than hear Gabe Whitley's bullshit fucking complaint. Like, these judges are busy. Gabe, honest Gabe, congressional candidate Gabe, and you file a freaking bullshit lawsuit of a protective order that's meant to protect, like, victims of domestic violence. People are being stalked and threatened. You file it, a bullshit political hit, and it was denied in 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is a quote from Abdul after the hearing. We're pleased that the court saw through Mr. Whitley's fraudulent complaint. As we stated at the hearing, according to the Indiana Supreme Court, Hoosiers filed more than 37,000 cases seeking protective orders, representing nearly 10% of all civil cases, more than all filings related to expungements, guardianships, adoptions, and torts combined. It's my hope that Mr. Whitley has learned his lesson and will not waste the court's valuable time when there are so many Hoosiers in real need of protection.
Well, and also that's like a waste of money too, because that costs money.
Well,
That's
it costs Abdul
multiple
money, too.
people's-
Like,
yeah.
Abdul didn't have better things to do than go defend his name against a bullshit complaint. You know, one of the things that surprised me most about Marissa when she assumed her new job is the protective orders.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I didn't expect. It happens daily.
Any
Very
judge you talk
frequently.
to will tell you that
Yes.
a lot of their day is protective orders.
It's always end of the day kind of stuff because usually the lawyer's drafting it all day long. The lawyer pops into the judge's office at like 1 in the afternoon and they're like, I need a hearing
Well, I
like
think-
right now.
Yeah, even more, I think if you ask the judges, they would tell you that most of them are pro se, meaning there are no lawyers, and they can file a pro se protective order.
Yes, sir.
Well, and
I
they
mean-
also seem to happen on Mondays because on the weekends
Sure.
the court's closed,
Right.
so everyone got in
Right.
fights over the weekend. And
True. Mondays and Fridays.
Mondays and
Yeah.
Fridays.
Yeah.
Get ready for the weekend. So, I mean, and I think Abdul makes a good point, is that these protective orders make up a significant caseload for every judge, and it's important that they hear the ones that they need to hear.
Yeah.
And
Where they're actually being stalked, actually being threatened, and, you know.
yeah, for all we know, another hearing got pushed because of this hearing.
I've known Abdul for over 20 years. He is a gentleman. He is a media figure. He is perfectly like gentleman every time I've seen him. He's never like given me any like indications of hostility at all. It's so absolutely insane that Honest Gabe would take this. He's doing it to try to shut Shabazz up, to try to shut Abdul up.
Well, I mean, Rakita did this. Remember, Rakita didn't sue Shabazz, but he did refuse to give him media credentials for his
Right.
press conferences.
But that was nitpicky also.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
like-
I know. I'm not saying
Right.
Abdul deserved it. I'm
Right.
saying that it seems like
Right.
several people have tried to kind of like quash his ability to.
By the way,
That
both of
just
those
means he's doing his job well.
and
Good
both
point,
of them are
Lance.
Republicans, and Abdul is a Republican
Yeah.
also, right? So like,
It's an intra party fight.
it's an intra-party fight. By the way, Abdul was also ran for mayor of Indianapolis,
Yes, he
and he lost in the primary.
And
but-
Gabe filed an election complaint against him about like something about a car and a washer and dryer. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah, Gabe is unhinged, man.
Honest Gabe goes
my-
down in court yesterday.
It's not factual what I said. That's just
No,
my opinion.
opinion.
My opinion is Honest Gabe is unhinged. Okay, but I don't think I can be sued for my opinion, can I?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not like a medical professional or anything.
No.
I mean, I can't say he's freaking insane.
I don't think it's
I have no-
defamatory.
It's not defamatory.
No.
I think he's unhinged.
Time to
Based
end the
on-
episode, Chris.
Get us. Come on, Ron, Preston Insurance Agency, come through for us, big guy. LOCPOD may not have season 12. So,
All right, wrap us up.
Thanks, Chris, for covering.
Yes,
two shows
thank
in a
you.
row.
My
And,
pleasure.
John assured us that he's taking an Ivermectin and that he's going to be back on Friday.
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin. He'll be back on Friday.
That sounds good.
Trump has got him injecting
defend
bleach.
his honor.
Also, he's injecting him bleach. He's doing everything
Horse
Trump said.
medicine.
And we wonder why John's had such a sickly season.
He'll be back. I mean, Trump is going to
Maybe.
get him better.
Maybe.
Yeah.
In
So-
I like
Trump
this
we
quote
trust.
that was in the notes. It's like, wow, hit a man while he's down and out of the studio, so unable to defend this slander.
LOCPOD's famous for doing that. Trust
Yeah,
me.
don't go down around us. We will hit you when
Make
you're
you
down
pay for it.
on LOCPOD. So thanks everybody. We only got one episode left in season 11. Love you, Mayor Josh, Mayor Austin. I don't know you, so that's my opinion. But I do love Mayor Josh, and I do hope that, like you said, that Hobart's going to bounce back with
Yeah.
the recycling program.
Said they are. I
and
believe
it's going
them.
to be through Republic like we do it, and they'll get into the 80s like we are.
Mm-hmm.
So. Another good episode, controversial a little bit, but that's why we are the Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast. So again, Chris, thanks for coming on the air the last two episodes. Hopefully John will get back before the end of season 11. Lynn's Notorious LMP, that wraps up your season 11.
Yep.
This is
How do you
the
say it?
last time.
Badass?
BADAS.
BABAS.
BADAS. Thank you for doing great on season 11. And
Nice.
Season 12, you will be LOCPOD's official medical expert.
Hell yeah.
All right. No, right now you're just unofficial.
Used to be Forite, but is he a doctor still?
He's not even a doctor anymore.
Doctor.
She's an actual real nurse. Forite's a retired doctor. Like we
It
don't.
doesn't count anymore.
Yeah. I'm trying to appoint him to the Board of Health, and we had to check and see if retired doctors could be put on. So I was like, I can't make promises because you're retired, dude. You're not a real doctor anymore.
He
So
still has.
4-8's going to be the one that sues us.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, Kevin, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Only one more pre-show left, my friend.
Yes.
And
Looking forward
to
to it.
all of our fans, thank you very much for listening to LOCPOD Season 11. That wraps up another episode. We'll be back on Friday for Season 11's final episode, and then we're going to get a break. So take care, everybody. Season 11, episode 23 is in the books, and LOCPOD is out.